record here for Creator is 6-5 for all-time and for StarCraft 2 because he never played StarCraft 1 Pro League. He's got a great win ratio versus Protoss, as I mentioned before. He's 4-1. This is the best matchup for him to be playing. And if anyone is going to win today, man, I think Creator, looking at the match, I thought he had the best chance.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said before, Squirtle probably in better shape these days, but Creator also very good at PvP. He has a chance. I'm very curious to see what kind of playstyle he's going to go for in this match against Squirtle. Over here, he's so far 1-1 versus Protoss in Pro League.
He's played 5 matches in total. He's got a slightly negative record. But, I mean, he's a tip-top player. He's fielded often. He is in round of 16 at Codes, like I mentioned.
He's just like one of those high-tier, like, solid players that you see just, like, all the time.
Yeah.
Ever since he started playing.
Exactly. And he looks, you know, very focused here. Creator needs to pull off this win. He needs to give us an upset here. Our Prime will be clean sweep today. They will fall 0-3, which will be a pretty big hit to their indicator. You know, losing an 0-3 to a team like SKT or KT is one thing, but losing it to IM is really going to hurt you going forward. The map is Outboxer. One of our newer maps, our Pro League maps. Let's jump into the game.
Down here in the bottom right, the purple Protoss for Prime. It's Creator.
And he's up against the Protoss player for Incredible Miracle, currently in the round of 16 of Codes. And he could be very happy with this matchup, something we didn't really talk about before. He's in Group C of Codes, which is a 4-player Protoss group. So he's only thinking about PvP right now, I'm sure. And he's lucky enough to hit a Protoss opponent here in Pro League. So he's like, okay, well, yeah, I've been already preparing for this. So probably not going to want to show strategies he's going to use in this PvP group. But on the other hand, will definitely be well-versed in the matchup right now.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to definitely enjoy that fact. Hello, fan in the audience that just came on camera.
Yeah, hello. Thanks for coming. If you, like he, come to the studio, you can get headsets and listen to us, and we'll talk to you. I like to talk to those people out there. It's really cool. It's like a walkie-talkie almost, because he's using a radio that gets my mic signal.
I don't know how it works, but
yeah,
it's pretty
see,
cool.
Like he can hear me. I'm like, hold up 2 fingers. Hold up 2 fingers, one of you. All right, see, you can hear me. I proved it to you guys.
It's not a lie.
I was like, getting scared. I'm like, all of them are just listening to music on their iPods. They're not listening to us, Brendan.
Oh, man, that would have been embarrassing.
Okay.
But we got it all sorted out now.
That was really scary. I was like, I have no power over them. They're not listening to my commands, Brendan. I told them to hold 2 fingers, and nobody's doing it.
Oh, God.
All right, so if you look at their stats here, Squirtle's ahead. They've actually played against each other 12 times. And that's all, of course, in Wings of Liberty, but still somebody that could consider a bit of a rivalry.
And this is their first match in Heart of the Swarm. It's been a while for these two.
Yeah. Especially because Creator hasn't played as many televised matches, I would say.
Yeah. But they're finally coming together here. Team League, Pro League.
Yeah. So, I mean, build orders here pretty similar. Creator decides not to scout, but he doesn't scout his opponent's main, but he does check for proxies. And on the other hand, Squirtle's now going to send his probe to go identify what his opponent's timings are. Does he have a second gateway? How much gas has he mined? Things like this.
And these guys are doing the exact same build. Creator has his probe like 0.5 seconds faster.
Yeah. And scout time coming here. Surprise inspection.
We saw actually a cancel on the Zealot for Squirtle, and he went right into that Sentry.
Yeah, and the Zealot for Creator was not canceled. He's very diligently trying to ward that probe out of here. Workers always have a slightly faster movement speed than Zealots. Well, you keep that in mind, they're always going to be able to escape a Zealot. So if you're like a newer player and you're like, oh, I just can't catch that probe, is he like doing some trick? No, he's just faster. Which also comes into play a lot of time in proxy Zealot attacks. You can use your probes to micro pretty well because they're faster. And he's actually going to lose this scouting probe now to Creator's Stalker and Mothership Core.
And he's not going to see anything. In the meantime, though, well, Creator just dropped that Stargate, but in the meantime, Squirtle dropped a really fast Twilight Council right after that Sentry and Mothership Core. And so far, Creator has no idea.
Yeah, he's going to go for Blink, it looks like.
Started immediately.
Very quick. Something that Creator wants to identify here with the Mothership. And he's just going to queue, of course, more and more Stalkers out. Creator's Stargate is not going to be very useful against this defensively until he can get a Void Ray out. And if he makes Phoenixes, then he's going to have to make it his duty to keep the Stalkers of Squirtle at home. That's the same thing of the Oracle, basically, but Oracle can do a lot more damage.
Yeah, and you know, so far he's not doing a good job of keeping Squirtle at home. Squirtle walking across the map, actually chasing down the Mothership Core. Could actually get it here. He's going to have to recall, using all of that energy now.
And that's really important because later on when the attack hits, it means he's going to have less of it. So not really liking Creator's position all too much in this game right now. It was, you know, he got a little bit too ahead of himself with that Mothership Core. If he didn't recall, he would have lost it, and that would have been even worse. So it's not like recalling was a wrong choice, but didn't really have much of a choice there.
Yeah. And now Creator did send that probe in, and all he got a scout on was that robotics. Sees it coming a bit later. He's got to suspect something else is on the board here.
Yep. He's also going to be able to identify the Oracle here, or at least identify these up against Stargate Tech. And since the Phoenixes are not at home, he's going to know that's an Oracle. He's going to have to recall, though, and I'm not sure how much that was worth it. That was a bit strange. But look at this. There's the Void Ray coming out. He needs this, you know, ASAP if he can. And this is kind of a funny game because he's deciding to keep all of his Stalkers at home. He got the Robo because he didn't know his opponent's tech yet. He's going to be able to shut this Oracle down hard. Like, shut down and blink on. And
he actually just did not attack.
Yeah, I think he accidentally move commanded on it.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. He keeps the Oracle alive, lets it live. Creator's Oracle. Still on the map, gets a revelation.
Well, Dustin Browder once said, no workers there will be harmed by an Oracle. It's a worker-friendly unit. In this game, it's certainly so. Not going to be able to get any damage done for now. Does try to come over here, though. Maybe he can find a probe. He's got plenty of energy. Might actually force overcharge if he used. Nope.
2 Stalkers on patrol.
They're on patrol.
Yeah. These Stalkers are moving across the map, but Creator has a good idea of where they are. The Revelation just going down now. And with that Immortal, Squirtle can't really attack into that.
Yeah, I mean, he can't even really pick anything off and blink. He's just going to take too much damage. So, Observer does come over here for vision, but I don't think he's going to be able to get anything done. He's actually trying for it and loses a Stalker, so he can't quite get it. Even the Sentry only 80 hit points with the shields included. It's just too much to guard. You know, the Void Ray as well being there is like, if you commit to anything, the Void Ray is just going to make those Stalkers melt.
Yeah. Creator getting 2 Immortals here. It's pretty much going to shut down any pressure for now. He's just got too much of a standing army. Squirtle's going to have to back off. He did get the Nexus a bit earlier here, so he's going to have that as an advantage.
That was really scary. But he didn't actually get the kill. He's going for the trade here. Or not the trade, the chase. There's not going to be any
what is he trading here? Like, is he bringing supplies?
Those Stalkers bought their Pokemon trading cards, and they're gonna talk about that holographic Charizard. And it's gonna get banned from the schools.
Oh man,
because that one little kid got told that his Oddish was actually worth more than the Charizard, and he was like, "Oh, really?"
I've witnessed a lot of those false trades.
Yeah,
I was so angry. My brother's actually, his holographic Charizard got stolen by a so-called friend in our house. Came over, stole our Pokemon cards.
That is the worst type of
we never we never talked to him again, obviously, once we figured it out. But
did you ever see that Arcanine that like was I don't know if it ever came out in America, but it had the Arcanine that could do like 120 damage in one attack, and everyone was like,
I think so.
And they were like, "Oh, it's in Chinese." I'm like, "No, that's Japanese," but like, yes, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, this is Protoss versus Protoss, where basically there's a, you know, in some ways a slight lead to Creator because he's been able to control the game, and the Blink Stalker tech wasn't really useful at all. Like he couldn't. He like the only thing that he got out of that was being able to kill the Oracle, but then he also messed that up, so he didn't even get that. So that's not going for him either. The Phoenix switch is pretty weird though. It's gonna catch him off guard. He's gonna be able to get some probe kills here, I feel.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. This Phoenix switch is like, not sure. He's going to be able to shut down the Oracle really hard this time.
Like, I mean, well, yeah, this Oracle is dead this time for sure. So is the Void Ray, actually, probably.
Yep. Void Ray just going to try to take out one Phoenix. Doesn't quite even do that. And that's a couple of air units lost for Creator.
He's going to kill these probes over here, at least force an overcharge. Gets one probe, saves a Phoenix.
Phoenix actually doesn't die. It has 1 hit point.
That's a Phoenix that got a kill, too. He got away.
That guy's a hero.
He wasn't just a lifter, man. He wasn't just a damager. He's purple heart on that Phoenix, man. He's
even though it's IM, so they're blue.
Blue heart for Phoenix.
Blue heart.
Well, I mean, this switch has to do something, because let's talk about this. He spent 150 gas on the Stargate, which was a late Stargate. Then 500, more gas for the Phoenixes, and I mean, if you count all that up. Look at the unit tab for Creator. He's got 4 mortals to 2. He had a faster +1. He also has about 100 more gas than his opponent in bank right now. So, I mean, did it pay off? Is it really accomplishing anything for him? He doesn't have a third base. What are these Phoenixes really going to do long term? In fact, he can't even deny a base with them. Well, if he picks up with Probe, he can, but they're not going to kill the Nexus. Yeah. If it gets started. We'll see if he notices.
Can't shoot at the ground. Is he going to get it? Yes, he gets it. Right on top of that is Squirtle. And Creator's going to have to move over his army first.
He actually has High Templar here ready for feedback. It's always a very scary thing for a Phoenix to see. But if you catch the Phoenixes, or rather catch the High Templar off guard, you can kill those so fast in the air. Yeah. Very expensive.
+2 now finishing, as well as Blink for Creator. I like the counter Blink here. It's going to be very good for catching those Phoenixes and also chasing after the Blink Stalkers with Squirtle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd give still a pretty slight advantage to Creator. He's got more mortals in his composition. He has
better upgrades.
Has
the +2.
He just he doesn't have so much of a lead that I would say he's massively ahead. And he's like, going to be able to hold his third base, because lifting Immortals, removing Immortals from play is all these Phoenixes are now going to be worth.
Yeah, which could actually, push it in his advantage here. It looks like Creator moving his army away from the third base, and Squirtle is actually going to be able to take that out easily and just back away.
Yeah, he was a bit timid there.
Free third
Stalkers
base.
chase. They will get the Mothership Core. And now he's taking a lot of those Zealots down. The Phoenixes, there's so many Immortals here, and even if he tries to lift some, they're not going to be able to hold those up for very long with these Archons up the front.
Yeah, both these players going back and forth, no big engagements just yet. That Archon almost being taken out. A couple more hits would have taken that guy down.
That's a very expensive unit.
Yeah. Creator's going to start his third base now. He's very behind on the third base, actually, after Squirtle was able to take it out.
That's really what Creator, or rather what Squirtle was able to accomplish with this little push out. And the game is kind of evened out as a result. He still has the utility he can use those Phoenixes for. And most likely what we will see next is these players adding the Colossus tech. They don't have to necessarily. It's a very difficult choice to make because of how expensive that is. If they get attacked while they're trying to make that switch, it can be deadly. But it looks like Creator wants to, he realizes he needs to do something about this third base that he's very late on.
Yeah, he's going to move his army into position here. He can get a very nice concave up there if he decides to fight. It looks like he's backing off for now.
He has to do something, right? And he's even losing probes at home. This is that utility I was talking about with the Phoenixes.
There's so much energy on all of those Phoenixes, and they're going to take out so many probes. There's nothing to defend there. And it looks like Creator's going to go for the attack here.
He's so timid, man. This is just not what Creator is good at, attacking, actually. He's much better suited for defense.
+3 is finished for Creator. He has the upgrade advantage, and he's moving away.
I can't believe he's going to walk home here.
I cannot believe this.
The thing is, if he attacks into it, it looked like for a second he had the better army, but it's so difficult in Pro Loss versus Pro Loss to attack. It's much easier to defend because you have the defender's advantage, you have the concave, you have those warp ends. And now, if he had messed the attack up, he would have lost the game, right? But now if he doesn't attack, that third base has been up for so long for his opponent is just getting him more ahead in the economy. Protoss versus Protoss is a weird matchup, though, where once both players are maxed out, it's kind of like, okay, whoever wins the fight wins the game. Nothing else is relevant anymore. I don't care how many bases you have, how many gateways you have. Once the fight is over, the game is over. So banks, building banks and stuff don't really make as much of a difference.
There's too many high-tech units that take too long to build.
They're just so expensive, too. Unless you have, like, a sulky bank or something, you're just not going to get it. So Creator has the advantage here, and he's got the defender's advantage. He's got the concave set up. Much better army here for Squirtle, though. Here we go. He's just going to go in here and lift up those Immortals. Even Psystorm goes down here.
Bunch of Psystorms going down. That Colossus doing decent damage, but now being chased after. A lot of these Immortals in the back here being lifted, but finally go down. Zealot harasses the third of Squirtle at the same time.
Those Storms were pretty cool, man. I think he might be able to actually kill this Nexus here. Meanwhile, the Phoenixes are actually starting to kill that Colossus. Nexus getting a little bit low. Pulls those Immortals back, and it looks like he's going to take this fight, and he just has a much better army now. He is losing a lot of pros back at home, but he will eventually be able to warp in some defensive units.
Yeah, Creator's on the chase now.
Wow, Scantipede went down to Archon Splash. And here we go, Creator. This is his moment. He needs to win this game right now, and he starts that microwing his Immortals forward. It looks like he may just barely have enough.
Looks like he's going to have enough here. So many Immortals in this fight for Creator, and he's just going to wipe out the army of Squirtle right now. Colossi in the back still alive doing too much damage, and all of those Immortals go down for Squirtle. Like we were saying before, so much high tech, so expensive, so much time. He has nothing at home besides one Zealot.
One Zealot and 54 probes. Not going to be the answer here. It looks like he's going to make 2 Archons, but I mean, that's it, man. There's not enough money. There's not enough army here. This base will be the first to fall. You know, Creator still, as is his nature, being a little bit timid here. He could actually just 1A across the map and win the game, but he's being very calculated about how he attacks this. And those Archons are like just waiting to be one-shotted by this army, essentially. Blinks the Stalkers over, and that's going to be it. Squirtle will lose, and Creator will take Prime's very first win. GG.
Creator's so excited, and he should be. Takes another win. It's going to move him up in winners ranking up to 7, and he keeps Prime in this. They're only down 1-2 now. Cassia coming up here in the 4th match.
Yeah, and Cassia is somebody who I feel like is going to be like Prime's third part of their triangle of you know, having one strong Terran, one strong Protoss, and one strong Zerg. They've you know, Prime was a team that relied on this group of players in Wings of Liberia. They had Beyond, they had Creator, they had Marine King, and they had Maru, right? They had 3 Terrans and a Protoss that they could always rely on, and that was what made them predictable. That's why they had so much trouble in their last season of GSTL. Now they're in Pro League. That Creator has improved quite a bit. He's back on the rise. He takes their first win today. Cassia seems to be somebody who has a lot of potential. He's a good Zerg player. And Marine King is back. Beyond is back as well, although he's yet to make an appearance in the studio. The Beyond is still kind of on in a sense. Nobody knows exactly where he is. But
he's been announced this year, but he's like still not here.
Beyond is based.
Maybe
like,
he's invisible.
If we had a Carmen San Diego of StarCraft, like it would be Beyond.
Where in the world is